राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय 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 राम जय जय राम ओम श्रीराम श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम ॐ 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 जो सुमिरत सिद्धि होई गणनायक करिवर बदन करौ अनुग्रह सोई बुद्धि राशि शुभ गुण सदन मूक होई वाचाल पंगु चढ़ई गिरिवर गहन जासु कृपा सुदयाल द्रवौ सकल कलिमल दहन नील सरोरुह श्याम तरुण अरुण बारिज नयन करौ सुममौर धाम सदा क्षीर सागर शयन कुन्द इंदु समदेह उमारमन करुणायन जाहि दीन परनेह करौ कृपामर्दनमयन बन्धौ गुरुपदकञ्ज कृपा सिन्धु नररूप हरि महामोहतमपुञ्ज जासु वचन रवि कर निकर श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय Jai Shri Ram. A very warm and cordial welcome to all of you to today's Maas Paraayan, today being the 6th day, and the days are just seem to be going by so fast. But I guess because it's the beauty of satsang that we don't feel the passage of time because we are thinking of the Lord, and that is what makes the satsang so beautiful. Today we'll be reciting from Doha 152 to Sorta 183 of Balkand. As usual, please we'll do two verses or chopais per person until and unless I request everybody to change the pattern. Okay, thank you. I will start the recital after me, Molly Didi, and then Ashmir Behan, please. Thank you. यह इतिहास पुनीत अति उमहि कही वृषकेतु भरद्वाज सुनु अपर पुनि राम जन्म कर हेतु सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। सुनु मुनि कथा पुनीत पुरानी, जो गिरिजा प्रति शंभु बखानी। विश्वविदित एक कैकय देसु, सत्य केतु तह बसई नरेषु। धर्म धुरंधर नीति निधाना, तेज प्रताप शील बलवाना। तेहि के भये जुगल सुत बीरा, सब गुण धाम महारन धीरा। राजधनी जो जेठ सुत आही, नाम प्रताप भानु असताही। अपर सुतहि अरिमर्दन नामा, भुजबल अतुल अचल संग्रामा। भाई परम समीति, सकल दोष छल बरजित प्रीति। जेठे सुतहि राजन नृप दीन्हा, हरिहित आपु गवन बन कीन्हा। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। जब प्रताप रवि भयउ नृप, फिरी दोहाई देश। प्रजापाल अति भेद विधि, कतहु नहीं अघलेस। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। नृपहितकारक सचिव सयाना, नाम धर्म रुचि शुक्र समाना। सचिव सयान बंधु बलबीरा, आपु प्रताप पुंज रणधीरा। सेन संग चतुरंग अपारा, अमित सुभट सब समर जुझारा। सेन बिलो की राउ हर्षाना, अरुबाजे गह गहे निसाना। विजय हेतु कटकई बनाई, सुदिन साधि नृप चले बजाई। जह तह परी अनेक लराई, जीते सकल भूप बरियाई। सप्तदीप भुज बल बस दीन्हे, लै लै दंड छाड़ी नृप दीन्हे। सकल अवनि मंडल तेहि काला, एक प्रताप भानु महिपाला। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। स्वबस विश्वकरि बाहुबल, निजपुर कीन्ह प्रवेशु। अरथ धर्म कामादि सुख, सेवई समय नरेशु। जय श्री राम। मौली दीदी, Molly Didi, can you hear me? Ashmeer Behan, please go ahead.
जय श्री राम। राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। भूप प्रताप भानु बल पाई, कामधेनु भय भूमि सुहाई। सब दुख परजित परज सुखारी, धर्मशील सुन्दर नर नारी सच्चिव धर्म रुचि हरिपद प्रीति रिपहित हेतु सिकवनित नीति गुरु सुर संत पितर महि देवा करहि सदा रिप सबके सेवा भूप धर्म जे वेद बखाने सकल करे सादर सुख माने दीन प्रति विविध विधि दाना सुनहि शास्त्र बर वेद पुराण नान पापी कूपत रागा सुमन पाटिका सुंदर बागा विप्र भवन सुर भवन सुहाई सब तेरा तन्हा विचित्र बनाई श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जानकी कहे पुराण श्रुति एक एक सब जाग पार सहस्र सहस्र रिप किय सहित अनुरागा सियावर रामचंद्र की जय श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम हृदयन कछुपल अनुसंधान भूप विवेकी परम सुजाना कर इचि धर्म कर्म मन भानी वासुदेव अर्पित रिप ज्ञानी चरि भर भाजी बार एक राजा मृगया कर सब साजी समाजा विंध्याचल कबीर बन गयाऊ मृग पुनीत बहु मारत भयाऊ फिरत पिपिन रिपदी खबराहु जनु बना दुर्यो ससिहि ग्रसिराहु पर पितु नहीं समात मुख माही मनहु क्रोध बस उचिलत नाही कोल कराला दसन चबिकाई तनु पिसाल पीवर अधिकाई गुरु कुरात है आरहु पाई चकित बिलोकत कान उठाई श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम नील महीधर शिखर समा देखि विशाल बराहु चपरि चले हय सुठ गिरिप हाकी न होई निबाहु सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शंकर हरिओम जय श्री राम
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you. We stopped at Doha 153, 56. Sorry, just 1 minute, please. Yes, we stopped at Doha 156 of Balkan. I will ask Molly Didi to please try her mic again. I know she's having mic problems there. If you can, oh, she's still having problems. Okay, no problem. Maybe later on. I think you'll need to check your settings, Molly Didi. It's on the home page of the app if you can see it there, or even here at the bottom, you'll see at the bottom there's three dots there. If you click or tap on it, you should see settings on it, and you can try and check whether your mic, if you can unmute it there. Okay, thank you. Shamila Behan, please recite, and thereafter I will Anika ji, please. Thank you.
जय श्री राम। आवत देखी अधिक रव भाजी चलहु बराह मरुत गति बाजी तुरत कीन नृपु सर संदाना मही मिल गयहु बिलोकत बाना तकी तकी तीर महीस चलावा करि जल सुअर शरीर बचावा प्रगट तुरत जाही मृग भागा बस भूप चले हो संग लागा गयहु दूरी गन गहन बराहु जह नाहिन गज बाज बीर निभाहु अति अकेल बन विपुल कलेसु तदपिन मृग मग तजहि नरेसु कोल बिलो की भूप बड़ दीरा बाकी पेट गिरी गुहा कबीरा, अगम देख नृप अति पछिताई, फिर हो महावन पर हो बुलाई। खेद किन्न चुदित त्रिषित राजा बाजी समेत, खोजत व्याकुल सरित सर, जल बिन भयहु अचेत। फिरत विपिन आश्रम एक देखा, तह बस नृपति कपट मुनि बेशा, जासुदेव नृपलीन चढ़ाई, समर सेन तज गयहु पराई। समय प्रताप बानु कर जानी, आपन अति असमे अनुमानी। गयहु नगरिय मन बहुत गलानी, मिला न राजहि नृप अभिमानी। सिर उर मारी रंक जिमि राजा, विपिन बसहि तापस के साजा। तासु समीप गगन नृप कीना, यह प्रताप रवि तेहि तब चीना। राहु त्रिषित नहीं सो पहिचाना, देखि सुवेश महामुनि जाना। उतरि तुरंग कीन प्रणामा, परम चतुर न कहे निज नामा। भूपति त्रिषित बिलोकितिहि, सरबर दीन दिखाई, मज्जन पान समेत है, कीन नृपति हर्षाई। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। जय श्रम सकल सुखी निर्भयऊ, निज आश्रम तापस ले गयऊ। आसन दीन्ह अस्त्र अभिजानी, पुनि पुनि तापस बोले ओ मृदु भानी। को तुम कस बने फिर हो अकेले, सुंदर जोबा जीव पर हेने। चक्रवर्ती के लक्षण तोरे, देखत दया लगी अति मोरे। नाम प्रताप भानु अवनीसा, सातु सजीव में सहसनहु मुनीसा। फिरत आहेरे अपरे बुलाई, बड़े बाग देख उपद आई। हम कहाँ दुर्लभ दर्श तुम्हारा, जानत हो कछु बोल होई हारा। कहा मुनि तात भयउ अधिआरा, जो जन सत्तरी नगरु तुम्हारा। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। निस घोर गंभीर बने, पंत न सुनहु सुजान। बसहु जाहु अस जनि तुम्ह, गयउ होत बिहान। तुलसीदास भवत तुलसी जास भवत भयत, तेसी मिले सहाई। आपुन आवहि तहि पही, तहि तहा ले जाई। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम। बल ही नाथ आय सुधरि सीसा, भांतु तुरग तरु बैठ महिषा। निपु बहु बांति प्रसन्न से उताही, चरण बंदी निज भाग्य सराही। पुनि बोले ओ मृदु गिरा सुहाई, जानी पिता प्रभु करउ दिठाई। मोहि मुनि से सुत सेवक जानी, नात नाम निज कहु बखानी। तेहि न जाने निर्भ ही सो जाना, भूप हृदय सो कपट सयाना। भैरी पुनि छत्री पुनि राजा, चल बल कीन्ह चाहे निज खाजा। समुझी राज मुख देखित आरती, आव अनल इव सुल गई छाती। सरल बचन नृप के सुनिकाना, भय रे सन भरी हृदय हर्षाना। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। कपट भोरी बनी मृदुल, बोले गुणति समेत। नाम हमारे भिखारी अब, निर्धन हरित निकेत। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. We stopped at Doha 160. I will recite. After me, Akhila, please, and then Ashmir Behan. Thank you. कह नृप जेबे ज्ञान निधाना, तुम सारिखे गलित अभिमाना। सदा रहि अपन पौ दुराये, सब विधि कुशल कुबेश बनाये। तेहि ते कहि संत श्रुति टेरे, परम किंचन प्रिय हरि केरे। तुम सम अधन भिखारी अगेहा, होत बिरंचि सिवहि संदेहा। जोसि सोसि तव चरण नमामि, मो पर कृपा करिय अब स्वामी। सहज प्रीति भूपति के देखी, आपु विषय विश्वास बिसेखी। सब प्रकार राजहि अपनाई, बोलेउ अधिक स्नेह जनाई। सुनु सती भावु कहु महिपाला, इहा बसत बीते बहु काला। अब लगी मोहि न मिलेउ कहु, मैं न जनावउ काहू। लोक मान्यता अनल सम, कर तप कानन दाहू। तुलसी देखी सुबेशु, फूल ही मूढ़ न चतुर नर। सुंदर के की पेखो, बचन सुधा सम असन अही। ताते गुपुत रहौ जग माही, हरि तजि किमपि प्रयोजन नाही। प्रभु जानत सब बिनहि जनाये, कहु कवनि सिधि लोक रिझाये। तुम सुचि सुमति परम प्रिय मोरे, प्रीति प्रतीति मोहि पर तोरे। अब जो तात दुरावउ तोहि, दारुण दोष घटई अति मोहि। जिमि जिमि तापसु कथई उदासा, तिमि तिमि नृपहि उपज विश्वासा। देखा स्वबस कर्म मन बानी, तब बोला तापस बग ध्यानी। नाम हमार एक तनु भाई, सुनि नृप बोले पुनि सिरुनाई। कहु नाम कर अर्थ बखानी, मोहि सेवक अति आपन जानी। आदि सृष्टि उपजी जब ही, तब उत्पत्ति भय मोरी। नाम एक तनु हेतु तेहि, देह न धरी बहोरी। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम। जय श्री राम।
जय जय सीता जय जय राम, जय श्री राधे जय सिया राम। जनि आचरज करहु मन माही, सुत तप ते दुर्लभ कछु नाही। तब पल तब बल ते जग सिरिज विधाता, तब फल विष्णु भये परित्राता, तप बल शंभु करहि सनघारा, तप ते अगमन कछ संसारा, भयो नृपहि सुनि अति अनुरागा, कथा पुरातन कहि सोलाका, धर्म धर्म इतिहास अनेका, करे निरूपण फिरति विवेका, उप उप उध भव पालन प्रलय कहानी, कहस्य अमित आचरज बखानी, सुनि महीपता बस बस भयो, आपने नाम कहन तब लयो, कहता बस नृपो जानहु तोहि, कीन्हु कपट लाग बल मोहि, सुन महीस असी नीति जहतः, नाम न कहि नृप, मोहि तोहि पर अति प्रीति, सोहि चतुरत विचारत भव, नाम तुम्हार प्रताप दिनेश, सत्य केतु तव पिता नरेश, गुरु प्रसाद सब जानिय राजा, कहिय न आपन जानिय काज, देखि तात तव सहज सुधाई, प्रीति प्रतीति नीति निपुनाई, उपजि परि ममता मन मोरे, कहो कथा निज पूछे तोरे, अब प्रसन्न में संशय नाहि, माखुज भूप भाव मन माहि, सुनि सुब चन भूपति हर्षाना, कही पद विनय कीन बिदनाना, कृपा सिंधु मुनि धरसन तोरे, चारि पधारत कर तल मोरे, प्रभु ही तपा ततापि प्रसन्न भिलोकी, मागिय कम बर होय असोखी, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, चरम रन धक रहित तिन्हो, समर जितई जनी कहो, एक छत्र पुहीन मही, राज कलप सत हो, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम शंकर हरि ओम, जय जय सिया राम।
जय श्री राम। कहता बसरिप ऐसी हो, कारण एक कठिन सुन सो, कालउ तो पद नाई सीसा, एक विप्रकुल चारि महिषा, तब भल विप्र सदा बरियारा, तीन के कोपन को रखवारा, जाओ विप्रन्हा बस करहु नरेसा, ताऊ तुआ बस बिदे विष्णु महेशा, चलना ब्रह्म कुल सन परियाई, सत्य कहाऊ दुआ बुझा उठाई, विप्र श्राप बिनु सुन महिपाला, तोरा नास नहीं कवने हुकाला, हर शिवराऊ बचन सुनितासु, नात न कोहि मोर अबनासु, तब प्रसाद प्रभु कृपा निदाना, मोकहु सर्व काल कल्याणा, एवमस्तु केहि कपट मुनि, बोल कुटिल बहुरी, मिलब हमारा बुलाब निज, काहू ते हम ही न खोरी, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। तात में तुही पर जाओ राजा, कहीं कथा तब परम अकाजा, जाति श्रवण यह परत कहानी, नास तुम्हार सत्य मम बानी, यह प्रगति अथवा द्विचरास्पा, नास तोर सुन पानु प्रतापा, आन उपाय निधन तब नाही, जाओ हरिहर कोपहि मन माही, सत्यनाथ पद के रिप पाशा, द्विज गुरु कोप कहाहु को राखा, ताके गुर जाऊ कोप बिताता, गुरु विरोध नहीं को जग त्राता। जाओ ना चल बहमा कही तुम्हारे, हो ना सन ही सोच हमारे। एक ही डार दरपत मन मोरा, प्रभु मही देव श्राप अति घोरा। होई विप्र बस कवन विधि, काहू कृपा करि सो। तुम तजि दीन दयाल निज, हितु ना देखहु को। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शंकर हरि ओम। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you. We stopped at Doha 166 of Balkand. I will ask Shamila Behen to please recite. I see Markisoon is joined. So good that Markisoon can join today. Markisoon, please, everybody is reciting two verses for now. If you can please recite two chopais after Shamila Behen and then Auntie Sushila. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.
सुन नृप विविध जतन जग माही, कष्ट साध्य पुनि होहि कि नाही। अहहि एक अति सुगम उपाहि, तह परंतु एक कठिनाही। मम अदीन जुगति नृप सोई, मोर जाब तव नगर न होई। आजु लगे अरु जब ते भयहु, काहू के क्रिय ग्राम न गयहु। जो न जाऊ तब होहि अकाजु, बना आई असमंजस आजु। सुनि महीस बोले मृदु बानी, नाथ निगम असि नीति बखानी। बड़े सनेह लगुन पर करही, गिर निज सिर निसधार तृण धरही। जल दिया गाद मोली बह, पेनो संतत धरनी धरत सिर रेणु। अस कही गहे नरेश पद, स्वामी होहु कृपाल। मोहि लागी दुख सहिय प्रभु, सजन दीन दयाल। जानी नृपहि आपन अदीना, बोला तापस कपट प्रवीणा। सत्य कहु भूपति सुन तोहि, जग नाहि न दुर्लभ कछु मोहि। अब सी काज में करिहु तोरा, मन तन बचन भगत ते मोरा। जोग जुगति तब मंत्र प्रभाहो, पलहि तब ही जब करिहा दुराहो। जो नरेश में करो रसोई, तुम परूसह मोहि जन न कोही। अन्न सुजोहि जोहि भोजन करही, सोई सोई तब आयुष अनसरही। पुनि तिनके गृह जे वही जोहु, तब बस होहि भूप सुन सोहु। जाहि उपाहि रचहु नृपु एहु, संबत भरि संकल्प करेहु। नित नूतन द्विज सहस सता, बरहु सहित परिवार। मैं तुम्हारे संकल्प लगी, दिन ही कर बीजे बनार। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शरणम शंकर हरिओम।
Markisoon, Auntie Sushila. Oh, there she. Okay,
Okay,
Markisoon.
so I'm lost. Doha 168, Anjani.
Yes. Start from the chopai after that. Ehi bidhi bhupa.
ओम यही विधि भूप कष्ट अति थोरे, होहि सकल विप्र बस तोरे। करहि विप्र होम मख सेवा, तेहि प्रसंग महाजेहि बस देवा। और एक तो ही कहु लखाऊं, मैं यही बेश न आ आयुब का हूँ। तुम्हारे अपरोहित कहूँ राया, हरियाणब मैं करी निज माया। नप बलत ही करी आप समाना, रखी हुई बरस परवाना। मैं धरी तासु भेषु सुन राजा, तब विधि तोर से वरब काजा। गई निसी बहुत शयन अब कीजे, मोहि तो ही भूप भेंट दिन ते दीजे। मैं तब बल तो ही तुरग समेता, पहुँचे हूँ सोवत ही निखेता। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। मैं आऊब सोई भेषु धरी, पहचान हूँ तब मोही। जब एकांत बुलाए सब कथा सुनाऊँ तो ही। श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। शयन कीन नृप आय सुमानी, आसन जाई बैठ चल ज्ञानी। श्री श्रमित भूप निद्रा अति आई, सो किमि सोब सोच अधिकाई। काल के तो निसिचर तह आवा, जही सुकर होई नृपहि बुलावा। परम मित्र तापस नृप खेरा, जानहि सो अति कपट घनेरा। तेहि के सत सुत अरुदस भाई, खल अति अजय देव दुखदाई। प्रथम ही भूप समर सब मारे, विप्र संत सुर देखी दुखारे। तेहि कल पाछिल भयरु सम्हारा, तापस नृप मिली मंत्र विचारा। चेहि रिपु छई सोई रचे न ही उपाऊ, भावई बस न जान कछुराऊ। रिपु तेजसी अकेल अपी, लघु करि जानिय न ताहू। अजहू देख दुख रवि ससिहि, सिर अवशेषित राहु। तापस नृप निज सखहि निहारी, हर्षि मिलेउ उठि भयउ सुखारी। मित्र ही कही सब कथा सुनाई, जातु धान बोला सुख पाई। अब सादेहु रिपु सुनहु नरेसा, जो तुम कीन मोर उपदेसा। परिहरि सोच रहु तुम सोई, बिनु औषध बि आधि विधि खोई। कुल समेत रिपु मूल बहाई, चौथे दिवस बिलब मैं आई। तापस नृपहि बहुत परितोषी, चला महाकपटी अति रोषी। भानु प्रताप ही बाजी समेता, पहुँचायसी छन मांज निकेता। नृपहि नारी पहि शयन कराई, है गृह बादसी बाजी बनाई। राजा के उपरोहित ही हरि ले गयहु बहोरी, जय राक्षसी गिरि को हमहु, माया करी मति भोरी। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you. We stopped at Doha 171. I will recite thereafter. Akila, please recite, and then Uncle Chetu. आप बिरची उपरोहित रूपा परे उजाई तिहि सेज अनूपा जागे नृप अन भये बिहाना देखि भवन अति अचर जुमाना मुनि महिमा मन महु अनुमानी उठे उगवहि जेहि जानन रानी कानन गय बाजी चढ़ी तेहि पुर नर नारी न जाने केहि गए जाम जुग भूपति आवा खर खर उत्सव बाज बधावा उपरोहित ही देख जब राजा चकित बिलोक सुमिरि सोई काजा जुग सम नृप ही गए दिन दीनी कपटी मुनि पद रहमति लीनी समय जानी उपरोहित आवा नृपहि मते सब कही समुझावा श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम नृपहर्षे उपहि जानि गुरु भ्रम बस रहा न चेत बरे तुरत सत सहस बर विप्र कुटुंब समेत उपरोहित जेवनार बनाई छरस चारि विधि जसि श्रुति गाई माया में देहि कीन्ही रसोई बिंजन बहु कनि सकई न कोई विविध मृगन कर आमिष रांधा तेहि महु विप्रमा सुखल सांधा भोजन कहु सब विप्र बोलाए पद पखारी सादर बैठाए परुसन जब ही लाग महिपाला भय आकाश बानी तेहि काला विप्र वृंद उठी उठी गृह जाहु है बड़ी हानि अन्न जनि खाहु भयउ रसोई भूसुर मासु सब द्विज उठे मानि विश्वासु भूप बिकल मति मोह भुलानी भावी बसन आव मुख बानी बोले विप्र सकोप तब नहीं कछु कीन्ह विचार जाई निसाचर हो नृप मूढ़ सहित परिवार। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम छत्र बंधु तय भी प्रबोलाई गाल लिए सहत समुदाय ईश्वर राख धर्म हमारा जय हसित समेत परिवारा संबत मध्य तब हो जलदाता नरहरि कुल को त्रिपशुनि श्राप विकल अति त्रासा बाय बहोरी भरि गिरह आकाश विप्रभु श्राप विसारी न दीना नहीं अपराध भूप कछु कीना चकित विप्र सब सुनि न बहानी गोप गयो जाओ भोजन खाने तान असन नहीं विप्र सुआरा फिरे उराओ मन सोच अपारा सब प्रसंग मई सुर न सुनाई त्रसित पर अवनि अकुलाई श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम भूपति भावी मिते नहीं यद्यपि न दूषण तोर किए अन्याता हो नहीं भीप्सा स्वरूप अति घोर अस कई सब माई देव सिधाये समाचार परलोकन पाए, सोचै दूषण दैवै देही, विचरत हंस का जखिया जेही। उपरोहितहि भवन पहुँचाए, असुर तापसहि कबर जनाए, तेहि कल जाता पत्र पताए, सजी सजी सेना भूप सब धाये। घेरनि नगर निशान बजाई, विविध भांति नित हो लड़ाई, झूठे सकल सुबत करि करनी, बंधु समेत पधरनी। सत्य के चुकुल को नहीं बांझा, विप्रशाप किमि होई असांचा, रिपुजिति सब रिप नगर बसाई, निज पुर गवन जय जसु पाई। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। भरद्वाज सुनि जाय जब, होय विधाता बाम, दूरी मेरु सम जनक जमा, ताई बियाल समधाम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम शंकर हरि ओम जय, जय सिया राम, जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram, thank you. We stopped at Doha 175. Sorry, Akhila, I called you to the mic not knowing that you're unavailable and you're busy. Sorry about that. I will now ask Auntie Sushila to please recite, thereafter Ashmir Behan and then Shamila Behan. Thank you.
जय श्री राम। काल पाए मुनि सुनु सोई राजा, भयहु निसाचर सहित समाजा। 10 सिर ताहि 20 भुज दंडा, रावण नाम वीर वरिबंदा। भूप अनुज अरिमर्दन नामा, भयहु सो कुंभकर्ण बल धामा। सचिव जो रहा धर धर्म रुचि जासु, भयहु विमात्र बंधु लघुमतासु। नाम विभीषण जेहि जग जाना, विष्णु भगत विज्ञान निधाना। रहे सुत सेवक नृप केरे, भय निसाचर घोर घनेरे। काम रूप कल निर नि, जिसनस जिनस अनेका, कुटिल भयंकर विगत विवेका। कृपा रहित हिंसक सब पापी, बरनि न जाहि विश्व परितापी। उपजे जदपि पुल पुलस्त्य कुल पावन अमल अनूप, तदपि महिसुर श्राप बस भये सकल अघरूप। कीन विविध तपतीन्हि हो भाई, परम उग्र नहीं बरनि सो जाई। गयहु निकट तप देखि विधाता, मागहु बर प्रसन्न मैं ताता। करि बिनती पद गही 10 सीसा, बोलेहु बचन सुनहु जगदीसा। हम काहू के मरहि न मारे, वानर मनुज जाति दुई बारे। एवमस्तु तुम बड़ तप कीन्हा, मैं ब्रह्मा मिली तेहि बर दीन्हा। पुनि प्रभु कुंभकर्ण पहि गयहु, तेहि बिलोकि मन विस्मय भयहु। जो यही कल नित करब आहारु, होई सब उजारि संसारु। सारद प्रेरितासु मति फेरी, माग्यसी नीद मास शठ केरी। गए विभीषण पास पुनि कहु पुत्र कर मागु तेहि माग्यो भगवंत पद कमल मल अनुरागो। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। तिन्हि तेहि पर ब्रह्म सिधाई, हर्षित ते अपने गृह आए। मैं तनु मंदोदरी नामा, परम सुंदरी नारी ललामा। सोई मैं दीन्हि रावण ही आने, होई जातु दानपति जाने। हर्षित पेयु नारी भली पाई, पुनीतौ बंधु बियहि जाई। गिरि त्रिकूट एक सिंधु मचारी, विधि निर्मित दुर्गम अति भारी। सोई मय दानव बहुरी सावर, कनकर चित मनि भवन अपारा। भोगावती जसी अहि कुल पासा, अमरावती जसी संक्र निवासा। तिन ते अति रम्य अति बंका, जग विज्ञात नाम ते ही लंका। काई सिंधु कबीर अति, चारि हुतिसि फिरि आव। कनक कोट मणि कच्चित द्ररा, भरनि न जाई बनावा। हरि प्रेरित जेहि कलपत जोई, जातु धान पति होई। सूर प्रतापी अतुल बल तला, समेता बस सोई। रहिता हानि सिचर पाथ भारी, ते सब सुरन समर संगारे। अब तह रही सक्र के प्रेरे, रक्षक कोटि जचपति केरे। तस मुख कतहु कबरी असी पाई, सेन साजी धरा करे सिचाई। देखी बिकट बाट भरी कटकाई, चच्चा जीव ले गई पराई। फिर सब नगर दसान न देखा, केहु सोच सुख भयउ विशेषा। सुंदर सहज अगम अनुमानी, कीन्ही तहाँ रावण रजदानी। जेहि जस जोग पाति ग्रह दीन्ह, सुखी सकल रजनी चर कीन्ह। एक बार कुबेर पर दावा, पुष्पक जान जीत ले आवा। कौतुकहि कैलास पुनि, लेन सिजाए उठाई। मनहु तावि निज बाहुबल, चला बहुत सुख पाए। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शंकर हरि ओम। जय श्री राम।
श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम, श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम। सुख संपत्ति सुत सेन सहाई, जय प्रताप बल बुद्धि बड़ाई। नित नूतन सब भारत जाई, जिमि प्रति लाभ लोभ अधिकाई। अति बल कुंभकर्ण अस भ्राता, जेहि कहु नहीं प्रतिबत जग जाता। करहि पान सोवत शत मासा, जागत होहि तिहु पुर त्रासा। जो दिन प्रति आहार कर सोही, विश्व वेगी सब चौपट होही। समर धीर नहीं जाहि बकाना, तेहि सम अमित वीर बलवाना। बारिद्रनाथ जेठ सुत दासु, बट महु प्रथम लीक जग जासु। जेहि न होहि रन सन मुख कोई, सुरपुर तिन अनित ही परावन होई। कुमुक अकंपन कुलिसरद, धूमकेतु अधिकारी। एक एक जग जीति सक, ऐसे सुबट निखाई। काम रूप जानहि सब माया, सपने जिनके धर्म न धाया। दस मुख सभा एक बारा, देखी अमित आपन परिवारा। सत समूह जन परिजन नाती, गनी को पार निसाचर जाति। सेन बिलो की सहस अभिमानी, बोला बचन को क्रोध मत सानी। सुनहु सकल रजनी चर जूता, हमरे बेरी विभुत बरूता। ते सनमुख नहीं करहि लड़ाई, देखि सबल रिपु जाहि पराई। तीन करम रम एक विधि होही, कहु बुझाहि सुनहु अब सोही। द्विज भोजन मक होम सराधा, सबके जाहि करहु तुम बाधा। क्षुधाचीन बलहीन सुर, सहज ही मिलहि हहि आई। तब मारिहु की छारिहु, बलि भांति अपनाई। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम शंकर हरिओम।
Jai Shri Ram, thank you. We stopped at Doha 181. Can I ask Havisan to please recite one Chopai, and thereafter Dennis Pai, please read the last one. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.
जय श्री राम। मेघनाद कहु पुनिह करावा, दीनि सिख बलु बयरु बरावा। जे सुर समर धीर बलवाना, जिनके लरिबे कर अभिमाना। तिनह जीति रन आने सुबाधी, उठि सुत पितु अनुशासन कादी। एहि विधि सब ही आज्ञा दीनी, आपुनु चलयु गदा कर लीनी। चलत दसानन दौलत अवनी, गर्जत गर्भ वही सुर रवनी। रावण आवत सुनयु सकोहा, देवन तके मेरु गिरि कोखा। दिगपालन के लोक सुहाई, सुने सकल दसानन पाई। पुनि पुनि सिंह नाद करि भारी, तेई देवतन गारी पचारी। रन मद मत्त फिरे जग धावा, प्रतिभत खोजत कतहु न पावा। रवि शशि पवन वरुण धन धारी, अग्नि काल जम सब अधिकारी। किन्नर सिद्ध मनुज सुर नागा, हाथी सब ही के पंत ही लागा। ब्रह्म सृष्टि जहाँ लगी तनुधारी, दस मुख बस बरती नर नारी। आय सुकर ही सकल भय भीता, न वही आई नित चरण बिनीता। भुज बल विश्व बस्य करी, राकेसी को न सुतंत्र। मंडलिका मणि रावण रज, करई निज मंत्र। देव जक्ष गंधर्व नर, किन्नर नाग कुमारी। जीति बरी निज बाहुबल, बहु सुंदर बर नारी। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। इंद्रजीत सन जो कछु कहु, सो सब जनु पहिले ही करी रहु। प्रथम ही जिन कहूँ आय सुदीना, तिनकर चरित सुनऊ जो कीना। देखत भीम रूप सब पापी, निशिचर निकर देखि बरता देव परितापी। करहि उपद्रव असुर निकाया, नाना रूप धरई करि माया। जय विधि होई धर्म निर्मूला, सो सब करहि वेद प्रतिकूला। जय जय देश धेनु द्विज पावही, नगर गाँव पुर आगि लगावही। शुभ आचरण कतहु नहीं होई, देव विप्र गुरु मान न कोई। नहीं हरि भगति यज्ञ तप ज्ञाना, सपने हो सुनिय न वेद पुराना। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। जप जोग विरागा तपमक भागा, श्रवण सुनाई दस सीसा। आपन उठि धावहि रहे न पावहि, धरि सब घालहि खीसा। अस भ्रष्ट आचारा भाषण सारा, धर्म सुनिए नहीं काना। तेहि बहुविधि त्रासई देश निकासई, जो कह वेद पुराना। बरनी न जाई अनीति, घोर निशाचर जो करही। हिंसा पर यति प्रीति, तिनके पाप ही कवनि मिति। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सीताराम। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in today's satsang. As usual, such beautiful recitation, and we really enjoying and loving each and every bit of it. I also want to thank you all for joining as often as possible. Some of you have been joining us from day one, so it's so beautiful that we are able to have this opportunity to glorify the Lord, to recite from this most sacred scripture, the Ramcharitmanas, which we love very much. May Shri Ram bless each and every one of us, and may we always have love and devotion to the feet of the Lord. I had arranged with someone to give the summary for today, the explanation. However, due to certain circumstances, they were unable to do so. So at the last minute, I tried to read a little. I'm going to attempt to give uh, some of my thoughts and interpretation. I may make mistakes, and please forgive me. Um, because as I said, I'm not much prepared, but I will try my best to share whatever little understanding I have. I don't know much, but I will try by God's grace. Uh, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Ramachandraya Namaha, Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. I just want to go back. The story starts actually with Parvati Mata requesting Lord Shiva to please tell her the story of Sri Ram. But it's not just the story of Sri Ram. She asks a number of questions. Chiman Bhai covered it very well. And I just want to highlight that one question which is being answered now, that is, why has the Lord manifested himself? He is Satchidananda, that she has learnt now. When she was as Sati in a previous life, Shivji and Parvati Mata were returning to Kailash, and uh, at that point of time in the story, um, okay, let me just also uh, go a little bit into detail here. They were at a katha at Agastya Muni's ashram. The katha was the Ramcharitmanas actually, the story of Sri Ram, the Katha of Sri Ram. So they had been listening to that. Shivji is a great devotee of Sri Ram, and they were both returning home to Kailash. And Sati and Shivji come across Sri Ram with Lakshman. They are frantically searching for Mother Sita, who's just been abducted, and both are in an emotional state, but more especially Sri Ram. He's very much distressed, and seeing his condition and everything, Sati Mata thought that he was just a human. Meanwhile, Shivji knows that is Sri Ram, he's Aradhya, but he didn't want to go in front of Sri Ram. They said that he didn't want to um, come in the Leela of the Lord. From afar, he paid obeisance to Sri Ram. You'll find that throughout in the Ramcharitmanas, whenever Shivji comes in to the Leela of the Lord, he doesn't he from far, he's always comes in from far. He has darshan of the Lord. He pays obeisance to the Lord. Whenever he sings the stuti, he also sings it last. So Shivji is such a great devotee of Sri Ram. That's what is being portrayed here. So he doesn't want to uh, not interrupt, but he says that he doesn't want to um, just comes directly in front of the Lord. Let the Lord uh, continue with his Leela. So he just pays obeisance from far, and he addresses uh, Sri Ram as the Satchidananda. And Sati Mata sees that Sri Ram is so distressed, and she wonders to herself, why is Shiv Shankar Bhagwan calling him Satchidananda? After paying obeisance to him, Shivji and Parvati Mata continue their journey to Kailash. But Sati Mata is continuously thinking about the same thing. She does not think that the person they saw in the forest is Satchidananda. She thought, this is a normal human, and why is my Lord, the Lord of the universe, Shankar Bhagwan, addressing him as Satchidananda? So this is the doubt in her mind, and we know the explanations which have been following. We have a good understanding because they were done so well. So when she takes the form of Parvati Mata, she wants to hear the glory of the Lord. So the first question was, why does the Lord manifest himself? Also, there's a hidden thing I feel here, a hidden relevancy here, because is there any need for Satchidananda to take a form at all? Because Satchidananda we know is Nirgun, he does not have any form, any attributes. So, is there any need for Satchidananda to take a Sagun form? Is there any need for that? And if there is, the reason must be a very important one. So, the question she's asking here is not a simple question as to why did the Lord manifest himself. So, Shivji explained first to her, um, uh, that the Lord comes or manifests himself for many reasons. In fact, the Lord knows best. As we say, God only knows. Because God only knows what he is doing, how, why, where, who, all these questions, everything only the Lord knows. So actually, Lord knows best. We don't have much of an understanding. We may have partial, but not complete understanding. Because as I was saying earlier, our minds are very limited, and our understanding is limited. So this question is an important one. But Shivji said or told Parvati Mata, I know I am repeating quite a bit here, but I think it's important, so that is the only reason why I am repeating it here, is that the Lord manifests himself to destroy evil, to restore righteousness, and maintain a balance. Um, if you want to say that if there's negativity, he brings back positivity, and if there is evil, he destroys that and brings in goodness. So to balance or to bring in that balance, the Lord manifests himself. Also, most important is his uh, his love for his devotees. He manifests himself to enact Leela, especially for the sake of his devotees. That is the main reason why the Lord manifests himself. So, Mala Didi, that is Mala Rambadi, explained it so well yesterday, about Manushat Rupa and everything. So, we have a good understanding from there about why the Lord took the reincarnation. She also dealt with Narad Muni and how he cursed Vishnu Bhagwan. So, these were the you can say some of the reasons which were given by Shivji to Parvati Mata. Also, I'm not sure if I'm missing any other. Oh, yes, the first story was Jay and Vijay, and they were cursed, and that was in one kalpa of creation. That is one cycle of creation. So, in each cycle of creation, there is a different reason. He is not appearing in every cycle of creation for the same reason. It's always different. It's always varied. So one cycle of creation was JNPJ, another one was Jalandhar, and we went into the story of his wife, his chaste wife, who protected him, and how finally Shivji destroyed Jalandhar, and then Jalandhar was reborn as Ravan. And Jay and Vijay also, we know that they were reborn as Ravan and Kumbhakaran, etc. Then the third story was the story of Narad Rishi, and when it was the story of Narad Rishi, then the two Shiv Ganas were cursed to take the form of Ravan and Kumbhakaran. And uh, next is the story of Manu and Shatrupa. Now is the I think this is the last story. This is of King Pratap Bhanu. Um, from what I remember, I know I'm just going by memory here. I don't have so much written down. But Pratap Bhanu was the son of King Satyaketu, and Satyaketu was a very powerful and virtuous king. And Satyaketu had two sons, Pratap Bhanu and um, Arimartan. I think his name was Arimartan. I stand corrected. Now, these two brothers were also very powerful, and they were more or less taking in the footsteps of their father, who was a very powerful king, and he was also very good to the people. So Pratap Bhanu and Arimardhan uh, had these values in them, installed in them by their father, and of course from whatever they learned from their Gurukul. So all this was part of their upbringing. When King Satyaketu was quite old in age, he handed over the kingdom to his elder son Pratapbhanu, and he went away to the forest to do tapasya. So this is for everyone. When you come to a certain stage of your life, you have to lessen your responsibilities and turn your thoughts Godward. Of course, this is not necessary that you wait for old age to do it. You can do it much earlier. If you take an example of Dhruv, you take the example of Prahalad, all these were child devotees of the Lord. So this can happen at any time. I guess it's the will of the Lord. And when you are spiritually mature, that is when you think, okay, I must think more of the Lord, I must glorify the Lord more, cut away from the worldly entanglements, attachments, and that sort of thing. Although we always have duties, Krishna Bhagwan emphasizes on Karma Yoga. So, Karma Yoga is a very important part of each and every person's lives. Even sannyasis, they are performing karma, but they're not doing for themselves, they are doing for others. So, That is the one important point I wanted to bring in here, that Satyaketu, when he decided that he wants to think more about God, he handed over the reins to Pratapanu and he went to the forest to meditate. And Pratapanu became king, and he had a minister, and this minister was very learned in politics, and he was also very you can say he was a devotee of the Lord. He was very devoted to the Lord, and he was able to guide Pratap Bhanu very well, in all aspects of the ruling of the kingdom. So he was a very good, faithful, and competent minister, and he was always at the side of the king Pratap Bhanu. And of course, Arimardhan was there to help with things. Um, Pratap Bhanu, he had a huge army, and in those days, kings used to take the armies, they used to conquer other places. Kings, I mean, not conquer, but they used to fight with different other principalities, the kings, and they used to like subjugate them and get them to pay them tribute. And it was all considered as one big empire then. After subjugating the kings, it'll be the empire will just become bigger and bigger. So this was the natural order of things for kings in those days, for them to do such things. Another thing which they used to do quite often, the kings of those times, was hunt. Now this is not necessarily because they want to just go and kill animals and that sort of thing. uh, as we know, I think so, it has been mentioned by other speakers, or and what I've heard is that culling is very necessary. Sometimes, if it's not happening naturally, then it's the king's responsibility to do that. So Pratap Bhanu also used to indulge in hunting. That was also part of his daily routine, or regular routine. And also, he used to, under the guidance of his minister, he used to do um, charitable deeds. He used to give dan. He used to do puja. He used to he not- he used to he was responsible for the building of many beautiful temples, architectural marvels, digging of wells, doing a lot of things for the people. And because things were uh, going so well, the kingdom prospered. Everybody was happy under the rule of King Pratapbhanu. One day he went to the forest alone, and he was hunting as usual. And he came across a big boar, a very big boar, and he felt challenged by that boar because that boar looked straight into his eyes. Tulsidas uses the word gurgurat, like stared. So this boar stared at Pratap Bhanu, and Pratap Bhanu felt that this boar was challenging him. So he followed this boar. The boar started running, and Pratap Bhanu was giving chase. And he went deep into the forest, and this boar was very fast, even though it was quite big and hefty. He went quite fast, and Pratap Bhanu lost track of him. By that time, it was very late in the evening. And Pratap Bhanu was tired. He was thirsty, and he was far away from his kingdom. So the next natural thing for him to do was to find a place where he could get water to uh, satiate his thirst and at least rest a bit, because it was night, so he can't go back to his kingdom. Also, it's very far. So he was looking for a place, and as luck would have it, he came across a ashram, and there was uh, he saw that there was a light there, so he went to this ashram. He found what appeared to be a muni, and he went to the muni. he paid homage to him, obeisance to him, and um, he told him that he is very far, I mean, he's alone and he's thirsty, and he asked for refuge. And this Muni was actually a king whom Pratap had defeated. And this king was very, he was not there in the forest and also dressed as a Muni and living the life of a Muni because he wished to. He was forced into this position because King Pratap had, uh, you know, defeated him in battle and took over his kingdom. And this king had nowhere to go. He was full of revenge. And from that time, he was in the forest and he was living there, and he was just waiting. He was just waiting for any chance or in any way to get revenge from the from King Pratapanu. Sorry about that. So he recognized the king, and he all these thoughts are happening in his mind. First, the flashback as to whatever had happened to him and all the emotions built up. But he didn't show any of that. Neither did he show that he recognized him. Nothing of the sort. So he gave him the water and asked him to rest there. And he also, in conversation, asked him who he is and what he's doing in the forest and all that. So Pratap following with the etiquette of those days, and even now that happens, if you're the king or of some high profile, you wouldn't give your exact details to someone way out, especially now he's in the forest, he's alone, and it's not correct for him to, not correct, but I mean it's not safe for him also, it's a safety and security measure which they follow. And I think it's quite natural. Most people would be afraid, I guess, to give the actual location, especially, or not location, but if they are of some importance, like a king or something. You will not tell anybody and everybody, especially when you are far away from your kingdom and you're not sure who that person is. So he lied to this Muni. He told him that he is minister of the king, that is Pratapanu, and I think he said that he's a minister. I stand to be corrected. Okay, details are a bit unsure here. So he said that he's from the kingdom of Pratapanu and that sort of thing, and he's lost in the forest, and he's so glad that he's had the he could meet with this Muni, and he's thankful that the Muni has given him refuge. And he asked this Muni, "What is your name?" And this Muni says, "My name is Ektanu." And the king is very intrigued. How is your, that is a very unusual name, and how is it that you have this name? And Ektanu, I'll call him Ektanu from this point. Ektanu says that I am a sage, and I've devoted my life to God. I think about God, and I haven't been born. I'm I'm eternal. I live forever. I'm immortal. Sorry, I'm an immortal. And Pratap was very much intrigued by this, and you can say that it it was a secret, maybe wish of his, to know how is it possible for someone to be immortal. If you think about it also, whenever a demon prays to the Lord, the most important or first thing they'll ask for is immortality. You will notice that for each and every demon in the scriptures when you read, they all want to be immortal. And this is maybe a trait which is, even a wish for people with an evil tendency or uh, disposition. I'm not saying all, but it is generally that is what I have understood. So this was and this was the reason why Pratapanu wanted to know details as to how he is immortal, and he asked the Muni all this, sorry, Ektanu all this, and Ektanu gave the best answer he could, and he says that he's a great devotee. That is the main thing. He misled the king, and he told him that I can make you immortal as well. And to show that he's got extra powers, he told him, I know that your name is Pratap Bhanu. You hid your actual identity from me because of protocol, but I know that you are Pratap Bhanu. And he told him all about his kingdom, his family, and everything. And Pratap Bhanu believed this Ektanu more and more. So much so that he became blind to anything else. And he wasn't thinking. He wasn't thinking that there is no such, or there isn't any such thing as immortality. Anything which takes form must be dissolved. Even the gods, I'm talking about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, although they are, we know that they are from Nirgun form of God, they always they become Sagun and then they go back to being the Nirgun form of God. So this is well known by everyone. So Pratap Bhanu, even though he knows this, he's had his no, he has this knowledge, but I think it is maybe his wish, and that for to have this blessing, you can say, to be immortal, and he wants uh, he wants to be an immortal himself. He doesn't think at all beyond those things. So Ektanu tells him to rest there for the evening. He will transport him with his powers back to his kingdom the next day, and then Pratapbhanu must make preparations for him to come. He will come himself, but before he comes, he will send someone to him uh, to to help him, because there's this process which you have to do to become immortal. So this person he will send to him, he is also a very powerful being like himself. He will help him to prepare a huge sattvic feast. King Pratapbhanu must please invite all the Brahmins, and when this Ektanu comes to the kingdom, then by that time all the preparations must be done, and then he will be the one to uh, to be part of the sacred ceremony when these Brahmins will be fed, and then from the blessings of the Brahmins he will become immortal. So that is true actually. Ektanu said the right thing. When you have the blessings of Brahmanas, you are uplifted. You may not get immortality, but you will get knowledge, you will improve, and those sort of things. So the value of the blessings of a Brahmana is well extolled in the scriptures. We all know that because the Brahmins have dedicated themselves and their lives to God, their blessings is always infallible. So Pratapbhanu goes to sleep, and Ektanu calls upon a demon. This demon was his friend. He told this demon to take Pratapbhanu with his uh, bed. That is not a bed actually. In the ashram, you just have a basic facility. You can say like a chatai. He tells him to take that and take him to his kingdom during the night, and he must help him, but and he must take the form of a cook, and he must help with the preparing of the food. But he mustn't make a sattvic bhojan as he had promised. He will must please use meat and non-vegetarian to make the food. I know I'm going too much into detail here, but this is quite important, and I hope you all don't mind. So King Pratapbhanu uh, got up the next morning and he found himself in the palace. He said, "Wow, this Ektanu is really he's keeping up to the word, and he is very powerful. He's indeed powerful." So the cook came to him during the day, and said that he's been sent by Ektanu to help him, and the king obviously believed him because he had already been told about it. And then the cook got all these meat things and everything, got it ready, and after a couple of days, Ektanu came to the kingdom, and uh, of course, sorry, one important thing, he told Pratapbhanu not to tell any person, even his minister, about his meeting with him, and also not to make it known to anybody else that he knows him from before and all those other things. He vowed him to secrecy. So when Ektanu came, they prepared for the feast. All the Brahmins came in, they sat down, and all the food was laid out. There was Akashvani saying that, "Oh, Brahmanas, wake up because, please get up from your seats. Do not partake of this food because there has been meat. These are meat which has been added to this. This is actually non-vegetarian, which has been prepared and kept here." So when the Brahmanas heard that, they said, "Oh Lord, we have been saved." Here again, the power of the Lord, he always protects his devotees. So the Brahmanas cursed King Pratapbhanu and told him that you will be born as a demon, and also they pronounced the curse not just on him but his entire family and the entire kingdom. And in that way, uh, um, started the doom of Pratapbhanu, you can say. And Ektanu and this demon disappeared. Pratapbhanu had to face the music, and after he had this curse, he there was another Akashvani saying that the king is not at fault, and but the Brahmana said the curse cannot be lifted. So the Pratapbhanu somehow he was destroyed, like emotionally, and also the kingdom fell apart. Everything came, and then we know that he is born again as Ravan. So that was the reason why Pratapbhanu became Ravan. Once again, I apologize. I went too much into the story, but this is what I think the main uh, moral to this part of the story, or this story, is that you can be even a good person, but you can have a downfall if you are misled, and also if you have these certain wishes and tendencies which are not positive, which are evil, then your downfall is certain. And it is only by the grace of the Lord that you can be uplifted. So that was the reason. That was the last story given by Shivji to Parvati Mata. So Ravan, Kumbhakaran, and Vibhishan are born. Uh, and if you're following from the Pratap Bhanu cycle of creation, well, of course, you know Pratap Bhanu became Ravan. Uh, Arimardhan became Kumbhakaran, and Vibhishan became, oh sorry, Dharam Ruchi became Vibhishan. Dharam Ruchi was the name of the minister, I think, right? So that they were born, they wanted the boons, so they did tapasya. The Lord appeared, Brahmaji appeared, he asked them what they wished for. Ravan says that he wanted immortality. Brahmaji said, I cannot grant you that. Then Ravan says, okay, except for humans and monkeys, no one should be able to destroy destroy me except for these two. He thought that he's a demon. and humans and monkeys are their food. So he didn't think much of them. He thought that there's no danger from them. That's why he asked for those to be excluded. Kumbhakaran, he wanted something else, but he wanted, more and more. And when Brahmaji saw Kumbhakaran and his size and everything, he said, if this demon continues to, carry on in this way, the world would run short of food, and it is very dangerous. And Saraswati Mata comes and sits on the tongue of Kumbhakaran, and he asks for Nidrasan. That is, and when he realized that he has intended to ask something else, but the word Nidra has come. Nidra has come. Then he fell at the feet of Brahmaji and he said that, I had meant to ask for something else, and I have asked for. Oh, he had asked for Indrasan. Thank you, Maji. He had asked for Indrasan, and now he's got Nidrasan. So Brahmaji said, you have already asked your boon, and I have already said the Tathastu, so it cannot be changed. But I can do it such that you have 6 months of waking and 6 months of sleeping. Oh, sorry, 6 months of sleeping. You get up for one day, and then after that, you go back to sleep. So, like just once in the year, you'll be awake. But where if at any point of time you are forcefully woken up, then you must know that your end is near. That is what Brahmaji told Kumbhakaran. And then he turned to Vibhishan. Brahmaji turned to Vibhishan, asked him what he wants, and Vibhishan asked for devotion to the Lord. Then the story of Ravan and his exploits continue. How he lifted Mount Kailash, how he did many feats of destroying the not destroying, but fighting with the devtas, winning over Swarglok, and also the amount of havoc he wreaked on earth. All this comes into the story of Tulsidas Ji. How also Ravan took over Lanka, which was the capital of Kuber Ji. Uh, he took over that capital, he made it his own, and Sone Ki Lanka, it was actually Kuber's. So this comes into the story, and I think that is more or less the point as to which we come to, the Sorta comes to. Barani na jai aniti, ghor nisachar jo karahi, hinsa par ati priti tinh ke papahi kavanimiti. Means Ravan was ensured that wherever there were saints, sages, he used to send his demons to go and wreak havoc, to stop the rishis and munis from doing tapasya. That is another tendency of demons. They will stop another person from doing good, from doing benefit to others. He will do his best to stop them. So that is where our reading for today stops. I ask forgiveness once again if I have made any mistakes, but thank you very much for joining the satsangs. And it's so beautiful. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's recital. Uh, that is going to be the birth of Sri Ramji, and I am most eagerly awaiting that. I will request Havesan to please recite the Narayani Stuti, and I will ask Dennis Pai to please do the conclusion for today, the chanting, Ramayana Aarti, and the Shanti Path. Once again, a big thank you to all of you. After Havesan recites the Narayani Stuti, can Chiman Pai please recite the Tantroktam Devi Suktam? Thereafter, Dennis Pai, please do the conclusions. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram, everyone.
जय श्री राम, जय माता दी। ओम देवी प्रपन्नार्ति हरे प्रसीद, प्रसीद मातर जगतोऽखिलस्य, प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरी पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य। आधारभूतजगतस्त्वमेक महीस्वरूपेण यथा स्थितासि अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयेतत् आप्यायिते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये त्वं वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्य विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत् त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतु विद्या समस्तास्तव देवि वेदाः त्रियः समस्ता सकला जगत्सु त्वयैकया पूरितमम्बयेतत् काते श्रुतिस्तव्यपरा प्रोक्ति सर्वभूतायदा देवी भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदायिनी त्वं सुता सुतये काव भवन्तु परमोक्षया सर्वस्य बुद्धिरूपेण जनस्य हृदि संस्थिते स्वर्गापवर्गदे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते कलाकाष्ठादिरूपेण परिणामप्रदायिनि विश्वस्योपरतो शक्ते नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते सृष्टि विनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातने गुणश्रये गुणमये नारायणी नमोस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राण परायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते हम संयुक्त विमानस्ते ब्रह्माणी रूपधारिणी कौशम भक्षरिके देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते त्रिशूलचन्द्राहितरे महावृषभवाहिनी माहेश्वरी स्वरूपेण नारायणी नमोस्तुते मयूरकुकुटवृते महाशक्तिधरे नगे कौमारी रूप संस्थाने नारायणी नमोस्तुते शंखचक्र गदा शारंग गृहीत परमायुधे प्रसीद वैष्णवी रूपे नारायणी नमोस्तुते गृहीतोग्रम चक्र दंष्ट्रोदित वसुंधरे वराह रूपिणी शिवे नारायणी नमोस्तुते नृसिंहरूपेणोग्रेण हन्तुं दैत्यान् कृतोद्यमे त्रैलोक्यत्राणसहिते नारायणि नमोस्तुते किरीटिनि महावज्रसहस्रनयनोज्ज्वले वृत्रप्राणहरे च इन्द्रि नारायणि नमोस्तुते शिवदूति स्वरूपेण हतदैत्य महाबले गौररूपे महारावे नारायणि नमोस्तुते तं श्राकरालवदने शिरोमाला विभूषणे चामुण्डमुण्डमतने नारायणि नमोस्तुते लक्ष्मीलज्जे महाविद्ये श्रद्धे पुष्टि स्वदे ध्रुवे महारात्रि महामाये नारायणि नमोस्तुते मेधे सरस्वती वरे भूति बाब्रवितामसि नियते त्वं प्रसीदेशे नारायणि नमोस्तुते सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्ति समन्विते भयेभ्यस्त्राहिनो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते एतत्येव दिनं सौम्यं लोचनत्रयभूषितं पातु न सर्वभूतेभ्यः कात्यायिनि नमोस्तुते ज्वालाकरालमत्युग्रमशेषसुरसूदनं त्रिशूलं पातु नो भीतेर्भद्रकाली नमोस्तुते हिनस्ति च तेजांसि स्वनेनापूर्यया जगत् सा घंटा पातु नो देवी पापेभ्यो न हस्तानि वा असुरसृग्वसपङ्क चर्चितस्ते करोज्ज्वल शुभाय खड्गो भवतु चण्डिकेता त्वां नता वयम् रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टा तु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान् त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिता ह्यश्वेतां प्रयान्ति एतत् कृतं यत् कदनं त्वयाद्य धर्मादुषां देवी महासुराणां रूपेरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिं कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या विद्यासु शास्त्रेषु विवेकदीपेषु आद्येषु वाक्येषु चकादुदन्य मम त्वगर्तेति महान्धकारे बिभ्रामयत्येतत् अतीव विश्वं रक्षांसि यत्रोग्रविशासनागा यत्रारयोदस्युबलानि यत्र दावानलो यत्र तुताब्धि मध्ये तत्राश्रिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वं विश्वेश्वरी त्वं परिपासि विश्वं विश्वात्मिका धार्यसीति विश्वं विश्वेश्ववन्द्या भवती भवन्ति विश्वाश्रयाये त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः देवी प्रसीद परिपालने परिपालय नोरि भीतेर्नित्यं यथा सुरवदात् अधुनेव सद्य पापानि सर्वजगतां प्रशमं नयासु उत्पातपाकजनितांश्च महोपसर्गान् प्रणतानां प्रसीद त्वं देवी विश्वार्तिहारिणि त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीद्ये लोकानां वरदा भव लोकानां वरदा भव ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुंडाय विच्चे। जय माता दी, जय श्री राम।
जय माता दी, जय श्री राम। अथ तंत्रोक्तम देवी सुक्तम। ॐ नमो देवी महादेवी शिवाय सततं नमः। नमः प्रकृत्यै भद्राय नियताः प्रणताः स्मतामः। रौद्राय नमो नित्याय गौरी दात्रे नमो नमः। ज्योत्स्नायै चेन्द्ररूपिण्यै सुखाय सततं नमः। कल्याण्ये प्रणतां वृद्धिये सिद्धये कुर्मो नमो नमः। नैऋत्ये भूभृतां लक्ष्म्यै सर्वाण्यै ते नमो नमः। दुर्गायै दुर्गपाराय सारायै सर्वकारिण्यै रुच्यात्यै तथैव कृष्णाय धूम्राय सततं नमः। अतिसौम्या तीरोद्रायै नतास्तस्यै नमो नमः। नमो जगत्प्रतिष्ठायै देवे कृत्यै नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमायेति शब्दिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चैतन्येत्यभिधीयते नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु निद्रारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शुद्धारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु छायारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तृष्णारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु जातिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लज्जारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु श्रद्धारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु वृत्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु स्मृतिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु भ्रान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी इन्द्रियाणामधिष्ठात्री भूतानां चकितेषु यः भूतेषु सततं तस्यै व्याप्तिदेव्यै नमो नमः। चित्तिरूपेण न कृष्णं मेतद्व्याप्य स्थिता जगत् नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। स्तुतासुरैः पूर्वभीष्टसंश्रयाः तथा सुरेन्द्रेण दिनेषु सेविता करोतु सा नः शुभहेतुरीश्वरी शुभानि भद्राणि बिहन्तु चापदः। या साम्प्रतं चोदत्ते तत्याता पीते रस्मान् भीरिषा च सुरेर्न मस्यैते सा च स्मृता तत्क्षणमेव हन्ति नः सर्वोपदा भक्ति विना ब्रह्मूर्तिवि। ओम इति तंत्रोक्त देवी सुक्तम संपूर्णम। जय माता दी।
जय श्री राम। ओम श्री राम जय जय 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 राम। ओम आरत श्री रामायण जी की, कीरत कलित ललित सियापी की। आरत श्री रामायण जी की, कीरत कलित ललित सियापी की। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद, वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद। सुख सनकादि शेष अरु सारद, बरनि पवन सुत कीरतनी की। आरत श्री रामायण जी की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्ट दस, छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस। मुनि जन धन संतन को सरबस, सारे अंश सम्मत सब ही की। आरत श्री रामायण जी की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्ट दस, छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस। मुनि जन धन संतन को सरबस, सारे अंश सम्मत सब ही की। आरत श्री रामायण जी की। गावत संतत शंभु भवानी, अर्घट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी। व्यास आदि कवि वर बखानी, कागभूषुंडी गरुड़ के की। आरत श्री रामायण जी की। कलिमल हरनि विषय रस की, सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुगती की। दलन रोग भव म्यूरी अमी की, तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की। आरत श्री रामायण जी की, कीरत कलित ललित सियापी की। ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मंगलं भवतु। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम असतो मा सद्गमया, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया, मृत्युमामृतं गमया। ओम देव शांति, अंतरिक्ष शांति, पृथ्वी शांति, आपा शांति, स्वदेव शांति, वनस्पति शांति, विश्वदेव शांति, ब्रह्मा शांति। शांतिरेव शांति सामा शांतिरेधि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम एक बार बोलो सीताराम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न की जय। पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। श्री राधे कृष्ण चंद्र महाराज की जय। महासरस्वती माता की जय। महालक्ष्मी माता की जय। महाकाली माता की जय। बंदी माता की जय। सर्व देवी देवताओं की जय। सर्व भक्तों की जय। ओम श्री सद्गुरुदेव की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम।
जय
जय
श्री
श्री
राम।
राम।
जय श्री 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 राम।